I'm working on a 2008 Jaguar XJ8, not the Super V8. Actually, this will be kind of similar to the Super V8, except obviously with the supercharger in the way. I already kind of did a few initial steps. Basically took off the air splash or the splash shield. Took off the little cover right up there. Just kind of getting little things prepped up for obviously for some of you people that's already kind of getting ahead of the game. But I will go ahead and show you how to take those off in a few minutes. But this is a simple task. It's not hard. Don't be afraid. You may want to see like, oh dang, you got to take it out from the front. You got to take off the whole radiator fans and all that. No, not on my watch. So that's why I'm going to show you this video. I'm going to show you how to do it. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions, if you're stuck on this video or whatever. Any questions. So I do have a few videos on the XJ8. Got some struts, and then I think the radiator was a pain in the butt, but got that down. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start this video right after the intro. First things first, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the negative cable. That's going to be a 10 millimeter. So you just only need to disconnect one. Do not close the hood or the trunk. If you feel like you are, just put something right here in the way or close the latch itself. I don't need to because it's going to be in the garage, but you'll close that, and then when it comes down to it, press the button to, when you put everything back, press the button, and then that should open. If it doesn't open, then use your finger or a flathead screwdriver to get in between there and then press that out. Next thing, we're going to go ahead and take off the jaguar cover. There's going to be four Phillips screwdrivers. Phillips number 2 would work. So you're going to have one basically right here, one right there, one right back there, and then one right over there. Then you're going to take off your oil cap. Basically, these are kind of like twists until the screws will loosen, and then you can be able to pop that off. Next thing you'll go ahead and do is that you'll take off our whole intake duct. So basically, flathead screwdriver, loosen this up, and then we'll go ahead and take off our mass airflow sensor. And then we'll pop this guy right back. And then so you're going to push in towards the motor, lift up, and then pull back. Now be careful you don't break this. So you can squeeze this guy right here. And then squeeze at both ends. You see where the little indentations are? So you squeeze at both ends. There's one right here and the one on the opposite side. Squeeze those both. Then we'll put that side right there. I'll move that later. Then this will give us access to our belt tensioner that's right there. We can move this coolant hose out the way, so this will give us enough slack. Then as for our splash shield, there's going to be a few bolts. I think it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then there's going to be like 2 Phillips screws, or 9. Yeah, this should be. Or no, this is an extra. That's somewhere else. I don't know where this came from. Anyways, so you should have your Phillips. You'll basically be putting a screwdriver right in there. This will be under the car. You got to take this off. So you would have 2. So one right there, one right there. Pop that off. Then you're going to have 3 10 millimeters. Obviously, this one was missing. So you're going to have 1 right here, 2, and 3. And you're going to work your way down. Right there in the middle of the splash shield. So you're gonna have 1, 2, and these are all 10 millimeters besides the 2 Phillips. And then at the ends of the corners, kind of like under, like near that area, you're gonna have 2 right here and then 2 on the opposite side. And then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This guy will pop right down. Pop those guys off first, and then start off on the rest. All right, so we got a 3/8 ratchet. I took off this little intake so you can actually see this pretty well. So take this out right now so you can see what I'm doing. So we're gonna put the head of our 3/8 ratchet in there, and then we'll go ahead and release the tension. Now we're gonna be doing this counterclockwise. Make sure you leave a little slack right here between the hoses, because if not, you're gonna end up losing that ratchet. Well, not losing it, but you know what I mean. So once we're done sliding off the belt, we're done in that area. Then we'll get our ratchet right out. Now we're under the car. I didn't jack it up. I rolled it on ramps. So if you do need to jack it up, right there you see the subframe, the metal piece, not the plastic piece. That metal piece right there. Make sure you don't pinch anything. And the same thing for the other side, right there next to the little bit, just a tad bit below right there on the cat. So that metal piece with the holes in it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and support the motor. Do this at your own risk. I'm not responsible for your oil pan, but I'm gonna do it. I'm using a 2x6. This will help reinforce the pan so it's not directing it in one spot, so we don't damage the pan. Then we could see our alternator from right there. So far what I did, I just grabbed the belt. See from right here, just grabbed the belt, moved it right over, and that was it. So yeah, so I just grabbed the belt, moved it over, and laid it on the pulley right next to it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It'll be on the right side. So we got 115 millimeter right there. Sorry for the moving around and stuff. And I think the other one's a 13. This is my first time doing it, so bear with me. I'm figuring out the bolts. So right there, the motor mount we're going to be taking off. Hence why we need to support the motor. You're going to lift up the motor until the car starts lifting up just a tad bit, and then you'll stop lifting, and then we'll go ahead and take off those bolts. So there's going to be 4 13 millimeter bolts. So there's one right there, and then one right behind this. Right there, you can see it. Now, I don't know yet, but Mitchell and the man was saying that I might need to take off the rack and pinion. Just unbolt it from right here, those two, and then support it with some zip ties. But I don't think so from looking at it, but we'll find out to see if we do. Then we'll go ahead and take off the other 2 remaining 13, so there's going to be 4 in total. Then right under the motor mount, so you're going to go right here. There's going to be a 15 millimeter right there. We're going to go ahead and take that off. All right, so for that bolt right there, I don't think you can see it, but for the bolt right there, the top bolt, top right, we're going to use a little flex with that. So we're going to go ahead and lift up the motor. You lift it up. So we're going to keep lifting up the motor until the motor mount starts becoming loose. Okay, right there. Just a tad bit more.
More?
Yeah. A little bit more. That should be it.
Good?
Yeah. All right, lift it up a tad bit more. Right there. All right, lift it up just a tad bit more. All right, right there, that's good. Let me see. Hold on, don't leave yet. Once you get it right out, then we'll sneak out this guy. And then we'll have easier access to the alternator. So we'll go ahead and pop off this clip right here. So you'll push down right here. Then we'll pull it back. And then this is going to be a 12 millimeter. I think this has been changed out before, this alternator. So it's either 13 or 12, but mine is 12. So right here above this guy right here, the bracket, there's going to be a 13 millimeter. You just angle it just right. You'll get that on right there. So just like that, we got that top bolt out. It's probably your most difficult bolt to get to. So we did one deep socket 13, 3-inch. At the 3-inch, we had a little swivel, and then about 2 6-inches. So extensions. I should be able to grab that bolt. There it is. And then we're going to go ahead and take off the 15 millimeter. I think at this point we're ready to take off the alternator. We're going to go ahead and push that bolt right through. Probably use one of the bolts that we took off from the bracket just to push it in, and then we'll grab it from the other side. So we'll stick our hand right in here, right on the alternator. And then we'll just leave it just like that. The bolt thread is hanging right in here, and then we'll be good enough for the alternator to come on out. We're gonna pry on that last bolt that we took off, so between that bracket itself. So we're gonna pry right there. We're just gonna take this off. There we have it. Sucker's out. And now the top bolt is actually holding it in. So we're gonna pull it away from the housing and then pull towards us. Wiggle it back and forth. And there we have it. And this should just slide right on out. So right here, let me back this guy right up. So right here, one of the power cables, just need to move, put that guy right on up. And then voila. All right, so now we're pretty much ready to reverse the order. And so now we're gonna go ahead and put this guy right in. I'm noticing right now that the connectors are a little bit off. I think we should be good. Might be like an updated version. Yeah. Well, these guys are off, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully they don't have to. So we're gonna go ahead and slide back in this bolt. Now let's make sure everything actually fits. Or start going all out. So yeah, I mean that bolts up. And I mean the other one should be right up there, but could probably just twist it right there and we'll be good. Yeah, we'll be fine with this. It's the same. So just different locations. I believe it's the same thing as the Ford Taurus or like the 3.2. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and slide this bolt back in. So where I pulled out the alternator from, that's where I'm grabbing it. And then in the front, between the motor and the radiator, that's where I have my hand. Right here, that's where I have my hand guiding that bolt. And also, when you're taking off this nut, and if it keeps spinning, you gotta put something, probably like hold the other side with some pliers or some adjustable wrench. So when you're tightening this guy down, make sure that there's like little indentations. Make sure that guy's inside there, because if not, you're gonna break that alternator housing, plastic. Make sure you cover it right up. Okay, we got that all covered up, all that. We're ready to put back on the motor mount. So when you're using the pry bar, pry right here, it against right there. We'll get that in. If not, you can lift it up. But use a little bit of force. The rest for this little area, I think I'm just gonna kind of fast forward it. It's pretty much all easy. Make sure you thread them all in by hand first, then start bolting down. Alright, so for the belt, we're going to go ahead and slide this bad boy right back on. So we'll just slide that right there. Then I got to put this right all over the pulley. Make sure we're in there. So after you put on your belt, make sure you inspect all the grooves. Make sure that the belt is not offline and anything, because once you start the car, you will damage that belt or it will slide right off. So we got the battery back installed. I have to have a jumper. The battery's pretty much dead. After you put everything back on, you're gonna go ahead and start the car. The only reason why I placed the alternator because it was whining, sounded like a bad transmission pump. So we'll go ahead and start this, and hopefully everything's good. Quiet as a whistle. Yeah, the other one was just loud, very loud. But other than that, yeah. Alright, so this pretty much, that's it for the vehicle. There's no little learning procedures, but let the car run, let everything function. I think just drive it around, let the airbags all seat up and stuff. That's how this one had to be. But other than that, you'll go ahead and put back on the intake, which I already did. Put back all the little plastics. I'm not going to put the under carrier. I'm not really going to show that one. That one's just pretty much basic. Usually I do a more thorough video. But I got to do the transmission fluid flush. Or like a drain and refill on this one. So we're going to see tomorrow. It's kind of getting late. We're going to see for that, and I will post up a video. If customer approves it, then I will post up a video on that. Not too many videos on these vehicles, so I'm very thankful that they're letting me make these videos for their car, or on their car, so I can post up for you guys, so it's easier for you guys. What about, yeah, I think that's about it. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up. Please help me out. Comment down below if you have any questions, if you're stuck on anything on this, or any other problems, if I can help you out on that. And then hit that subscribe button down right below for more upcoming videos in the future. And thanks for watching.